ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל שבת ניצב עליו לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. לחרותי לקראת כלה, בלי שבת נקבלה. לחרותי לקראת כלה, בלי שבת נקבלה. שמור לזכור דיבור אחד, ישמענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, בשם תפארת ותהילה. לחרותי לקראת כלה, בלי שבת נקבלה. לחרותי לקראת כלה, בלי שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לקום ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה.
Shabbat Shalom. I think we feel lucky. If you can hear me, we're feeling very blessed this evening. We want to say welcome. Welcome into the sacred space that is Congregation Micah. We have to start by thanking Shabbat Shabbat. Hopefully you heard them. They welcomed the Sabbath bride, this great partner, the Sabbath, into our sanctuary and into your homes. And we continue to do this virtually. So thanks to Shabbat Shabbat for starting us. They, of course, would not be Shabbat Shabbat if not for the outstanding leadership of Miss Lisa Silver, our musical director, cantorial soloist, who is with us this evening. Baruch Hashem, we say thank you very much. And John Mock, musician who has been in the building many times before, but not for a long time. Such a pleasure to see you in person. I am, as always, Philip Rice. They call me Rabbi Flip, and we welcome you here to Micah. You know, we welcome some special people if they're up watching. A certain Rabbi Aaron Goldstein, I don't know if his wife Tammy is watching. I know that I got the opportunity to watch him earlier today lead services in London, England. He is the senior rabbi of the Ark Synagogue, and through the leadership of him and his vision and Rabbi Leah Molstein, we got to virtually participate in each other's Sabbath worship, which is to say, I pre-recorded a sermon, you know I love doing that, and I sent it overseas, and they showed that. I was even able to visit their Zoom Oneg. It was a delight. And now you will hear this evening, as a treat, from Rabbi Aaron Goldstein, an old friend and an old colleague, one of the many treats that you will partake in this evening on Shabbat. The truth is, I was very taken with how many different countries were tuning in to watch their services, because we're always proud when people are watching in California and in Louisville and in Virginia Beach. And we have members and people affiliated with us, but they really were. Yeah, let me tell you, I saw Cape Cod, I saw Dublin. Someone wrote in from breezy Southwick, West Sussex. I don't know where these places are. An unusually sunny Netherlands, from the Czech Republic, from boring Edgware, and from Nashville, Tennessee. Anyway, why are we doing this? Because as part of the World Union for Progressive Judaism, we are connected to hundreds of thousands, millions really, of other progressive Jews, liberal Reform Jews who see the world as we do and see the value in tradition. And I was taken, as I was thinking this evening, in between the service that I watched and the one that is going to partake, that we are all partaking in now, of the words of Rabbi Kook, first chief rabbi of Israel, who said that pride engenders laziness. And I sort of think that he meant that if you're too proud of your work, you don't work hard to always keep it fresh. But this is a way we're able to keep it fresh. And the Ark services that I watched make me want to work harder because they're very good. So this new partnership, I have to say I was proud, in fact, of my colleague and my classmate and what they are doing and what they're bringing to the whole world, a very similar vision. And I want to tell you why. I'm going to tell you the short story about my son Shai, who is now a 19-year-old, but when he was a young boy at the Akiva Jewish Day School here locally in Nashville, he got in the car one day and he said something like, you know, Dad, there's not that many Jews in the world. And I said, okay, how many do you think there are? And he said, 13 million, which sounded kind of like a really good guess and probably a number he had heard at school. And then he said, but you know, Dad, there's a lot more people in the world than that. And it felt like he said, something that matters so much to you really doesn't matter to that many people in the world. But watching services across the pond made me feel that it does matter to people. And so I wasn't only proud of my colleague and what he's been able to do, but I felt proud to be connected to him and to this vision that we have for the whole world that includes everybody. And it's a vision about bringing light and bringing song. And just as we are creating this new relationship with the Ark Synagogue, we are also creating music all the time. And I think it's time to sing a new song, even if it sounds familiar to us, an old song. Let's sing that new song now.
Shir Chadash. song unto God. Shiru Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru Adonai shir chadash.
In the very beginning, God brought light, and we too bring light into our sanctuary, just as we brought song. We continue with the lighting of our Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, creator of the universe, creator of the universe. By your commandments we are sanctified as we kindle the lights of Shabbat. Amen.
Just as I introduced our community to the Ark Synagogue, we will hear words of Torah from Rabbi Aaron Goldstein in a little while. Right now, we begin really our service by marking this holy moment with the words of Hatzi Kaddish, and we'll continue with Baruch, the call to worship.
Yitkara v'yitkadash Shamei Rabbah Ba'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayachon v'yom echon u'v'chayrecho Beit Yisrael b'gala u'vizman kariv v'imaru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mavorach L'olam ul'almei almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalau Shemei dekudasha b'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran belma v'imru Amen. Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach
The story of the Jewish people. It's a story of bringing order to chaos and bringing light to darkness. It's a story of bringing hope, the freedom that we experienced at Passover. And now we are heading to the holy day of Shavuot. The weeks were of weeks away as we count down to receiving Torah, to recognizing that it's not just about hope, it's about meaning, it's about purpose. And that Torah, that meaning and purpose, that hope we all share, that desire to bring light and to bring order, well, it's all summed up in the recognition that we are connected, not just to the Ark Synagogue and the people who watch, and not just to the Jewish people, but to everything alive. And so we recognize that unity, that connection with the words of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam
We continue with words of Torah, chanting the Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר נחי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך הדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
I'm not going to bury the lead of announcements. Shabbat Shuvah is coming early. What does that mean? That means the Sabbath of return, which means we are starting to open these doors wide enough that circulation can get in and other people can actually come. And we will see your faces, which we're very excited to bring your faces back into the building. We're, of course, going to ask for patience, and we're going to learn as we go. We're going to see what feels most right. We're going to try and have the best procedures. But the excitement of bringing your faces, well, that can only be matched by the fact that we're bringing faces to you. We thank in advance, again, Shabbat Shaban, for the words of Mika Mocha.
One, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, I will offer a blessing at an Eagle Scout ceremony for one of our young men, Mr. Adam Karp, who I have known since he was a child, who traveled to Israel with me. And I share this with you because he's an Eagle person. He knows how to camp. And I think of the Jewish people after that sea split, wandering in the Sinai desert, looking for, I don't know, purpose, meaning. I think of Jewish people camping and how they probably need a little of divine protection, just like we need it. And I ask us and ask God, I ask the musical team for that divine sort of protection in the words of Hashkivein.
Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha v'hoshienu l'man shemecha. Help us to know that you're near, that your presence is here. Let us lie down in peace every night, and when we rise in the day, keep us sheltered, we pray. Guide us, God, with your love and your light. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
Everyone loves the idea that on a Zoom call you can mute someone, right? Like you could walk around in real life and mute them. Well, last week we had some technical difficulties, some high-tech issues, which muted all of our videos. I'm assuming that that wasn't some sort of divine presence that was muting the rabbi trying to give a public service announcement, but we are going to offer that public service announcement now. It's an important one, and forgive me for the pre-record, but take a listen. Hey, it's Rabbi Flip saying, Shalom Aleichem, may peace be upon you all. See, it's a phrase of welcoming, because we're a welcoming congregation here at Micah. We want everyone to feel a part of our community, and that includes the whole world. We have this concept, achavat chesed, we love mercy and compassion. Listen, this is not a sermon, but I do know that sermons, they make you feel something and they make you do something. So let me show you a few pictures and tell you a little story. The story is about Abraham and Sarah. That would be our founding ancestors who left a certain place and arrived at a new place to build a new life. And that journey gave us the Jewish tradition. We are all immigrants, both to Israel and to this country. And we have to think about the Catawba or the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, the Muskogee, the Natchez, the Shawnee, the Yuki. These are the Native Americans who actually lived in the Tennessee area. And they found remains 400 years old and artifacts on the property next door to here at Micah. So we're immigrants here too, and people welcomed us at a certain point. We want to welcome everyone we can. So again, we're partnering with an organization to help those who are here already, especially from the Congo. We're going to show you this short video, and we hope you'll be a part of this new mentoring program. It's not difficult. It's a way to do something. So if you feel mercy, you want to express that compassion, join us on this journey.
Nashville is a hub for folks who are seeking refugee status in the United States. Nashville has a large population of resettled families who have come from all over the world. Can't even imagine what it must be like to leave a place that is home and to come to a new city, a new country, a new culture, a new way of doing life, and to try to learn all of those things and to learn it in isolation, to learn it without a support system, to learn it without community or family.
New Friends, New Families is a way to welcome new refugee families as they are being resettled to our city. And so in groups of 6 to 10 volunteers, you are paired with a new refugee family, and for a 6-month commitment, you help that family find their feet in a new city. So it's simple things like getting them to English as second language resources. Let's figure out the transit system together. Transportation to healthcare and appointments. We're going to go to the grocery store. We're just going to hang out on a Saturday afternoon and hang out with our new friends, or we're going to go to the zoo. It really is as simple as we want to welcome people the same way that we have been welcomed.
The moment that it just clicked for me was when Hannah from NICE, she said, they just need someone to be their friend. It's like, well, I can do that. I know how to be a friend. Like, I don't know how to work the bus system, and I don't know how to speak Swahili, but I can be someone's friend. And like, through this experience, like, that is exactly what it's been.
I need to
Help us sponsor a family or more. Please be in touch with Brandy and our office and our whole social action team. Right now, we're going to pick it up. We're going to do a little, singing in honor of the Sabbath. I turn it back to you.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Our central prayer, tefillah, also goes by the word amidah, which means standing. So if you're capable and you'd like to, we invite you to rise. I'm going to open the doors of our ark for our central prayer.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'ezrat Sarah, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מחלקי חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלה ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We offer, as always, a few moments of your own silent thoughts and prayers.
Shalom, shalom, shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, tasim, tasim, tasim le'olam, ki ata hu melech adon, v'chol ha-shalom, ki ata hu melech adon, v'chol ha-shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, tasim, tasim, tasim le'olam. V'tov benecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol leil u'b'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom, shalom, shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, tasim, tasim, tasim le'olam, tasim le'olam.
So beautiful, Miss Lisa. Thank you. And so nice to have John accompanying. Miss Lisa, go like this.
I can barely.
Yeah. Okay. Refuah Shlema.
Thank you.
It's healing. We're told there will be a future of music coming out of that body
I
again.
certainly hope so.
But we are including you in our Mishaberach, our prayer for healing, in addition to the other Lisa Silver. There are multiple Lisa Silvers here who is on my list, and including members Steve Geringer and Savannah Morris, Jane Sherberg and Paul Richter, Crystal Miller, Janice Grossman, Charlie Baugh, Minette Chance, Mickey Collins, Judith Mandel, family friend Karen Eisner, Lori Mandel, TJ Cohen, Dick Eskin. So I know some people watch in different venues. You're on Facebook. You can put in maybe some other names. We include all people, COVID-related included, anyone who is in need, whether it is a physical healing or just a spiritual healing. And I see on my list, are going to be praying words written by Ms. Terry Simon, yes? So written right here in Nashville with Miss Lisa.
And I'd just like to add the name of Wayne Blackman.
Please.
For the hurt of body and of soul, for the suffering and pain, as you healed the ones who came before, may you heal us just the same. رفوعاً هالنفس في العقوف نعرفنا رفعينو أدوناي رفوع شليما رفوعات هنفش في العقوف نعرفنا رفعينو أدوناي رفوع شليما For the hurt of body and of soul, for the suffering and pain, as you healed the ones who came before, may you heal us just the same. As you healed the ones who came before, may you heal us just the same.
Amen. We are moments away from hearing directly from Rabbi Aaron Goldstein, but I have to tell you a little bit about him. It was 1999, and Rabbi Lori and I had just moved from Los Angeles to New York City, where we were continuing our rabbinic studies as students at the Hebrew Union College. And this very bright gentleman was sitting right near me who had this very cool sound to his voice. He was not from the New York suburbs. And I was like, hey, where are you from? And he said England. And I was like, oh, we're going to be friends so that I have a place to stay in England. And maybe one day you'll be a rabbi there and I'll be a rabbi here and we can trade pulpits. And that idea is finally coming to fruition. So you're going to fall in love with him just as we did, and his wife Tammy, who is the designer of their website. And if you go to their website, ours is cool. Theirs is pretty cool too. I'm not saying I was jealous, but proud. Like I was earlier. Let me tell you more officially about him. Lori and I became senior rabbis here in 2006. In the summer of 2008, he became the senior rabbi of what is now known as the Ark Synagogue. It has been renamed. And what I liked about him then is true now. He is a count Jews in, not out kind of rabbi. And believes in inclusivity, and he passionately supports liberal Judaism's policies about including everybody. He's an active participant, I know, in refugee and asylum issues in England. He has been co-chair and vice chair of the Rabbinic Conference of Liberal Judaism, of Rabbinic Conference's representative governor to the Leo Beck College, which was his seminary, which we had a partnership with. We enjoyed so much getting to know him and his wife. We took him to a Mets game. Now, let me tell you two things about the Mets game. One, it happened to be Jewish Heritage Appreciation Day. We did not plan that, and that does not happen at the Nashville Sounds, nor more likely in most of the ballparks across the country. But it was fun. They were playing all sorts of Fiddler on the Roof music, and also in the eighth inning, it was 0-0. And Aaron was like, it's kind of a boring game, baseball. And I was like, you are seeing a pitcher's duel. This is rare, a shutout. Anyway, I think I owe him cricket or something when I finally do make it there. He has been a colleague and a friend now for many years. We learned together then. My favorite thing about studying with him is everything I said was brilliant. But I think he just uses that word a lot. The truth is he is brilliant. And he has sent in a sermon for us to listen to. And we are so excited to do that now. Rabbi Aaron Goldstein.
Welcome to the Ark Synagogue in the outer suburbs of London, UK. I'm honoured to be joining you at Temple Micah this Shabbat, and grateful to have been prompted to make more meaningful contact with my colleagues and friends and your rabbis, Flip and Laurie. During the academic year 1999 to 2000, I took a year of my rabbinical studies at Hebrew Union College, Jewish Institute for Religion in New York City. Then student rabbis Flip and Laurie were a significant part of this experience. Our rabbi school in London, Leo Beck College, was and is a fine institution. And the opportunity to study with some of the leading educators, rabbis and thinkers within contemporary progressive Judaism was a real draw. It was also fascinating to enjoy differences. My Making Modern Midrash class at Hebrew Union College would have appalled the predominantly academic approach of our home scholars. But hey, that was exactly why I wanted to experience and learn stateside as well. In 1977, my father, Ark Synagogue Emeritus Rabbi and President of Liberal Judaism UK, had a 6-month sabbatical. He job and home swapped with an educator in San Jose, California for 4 months, after we'd travelled around the States for 2. Dad brought back to the UK new methods of learning, an infectious creativity, and the music of Debbie Freeman. Dad became renowned in the UK as one of our best educators, particularly for young people, for running one of the finest summer camps, for creative services that spoke to a new generation, for inspiring more than a baked din to enter the rabbinate, and for being a founding innovator of Limud. 23 years later, I followed in his footsteps, and on my return from the States established a young adult program in central London and became outreach director for Liberal Judaism, establishing new communities around the UK and supporting the development of others in Europe. We, Goldstein rabbis, learnt much from the States that allowed us to transmit in current, relevant and compelling ways our love of Torah in its narrow and wider definition. Apart from what I consider nondescript British accent that rocked in North America, what I think I brought with me was a European sensibility. Despite the fact that my country chose to Brexit, the Ark Synagogue is one that truly values its European heritage. I will leave the long story to another day when our congregations come together in a mutually conducive moment in time. This is midnight now, my time, as I join you. The short story. Our synagogue was one of the first in the world to investigate the Czech and Slovak Jewish heritage afforded by our possession of scrolls from the Memorial Scrolls Trust. This was a collection of 1,564 scrolls sold to London by the communist government of 1963, a collection that miraculously had survived the Holocaust. Small establishing communities such as ours were able to take scrolls on permanent loan in return for maintaining them. we did far more than that. Even in communist times, we found the remaining Jews of the towns, supported them and made connections with non-Jews concerned with the fate of their town's Jews. Shuls have been renovated. Trails and Stolperstein tell the facts about a town's Jews, and local children are taught why the only Jews of the town are visitors from London or elsewhere. Our children visit as part of their exploration of Judaism, including the assimilation of the Shoah as part of them, knowing they are not victims, but dedicated to maintaining the memory of Jewish children murdered in different times. Back in our synagogue, they read from the scrolls at their B'nai Mitzvah and Kabbalat Torah, and see the arch that surrounds our ark, purchased in communist times from nearby to one of our Torah towns. And today, we are supporting the Phoenix, the rebirth of Czech Jewry, including the shmicha and induction of the first Czech-born progressive rabbi since the war, Rabbi David Maxa. This Shavuot, when we at the Ark Synagogue stand before God in all the small sanctuaries of our homes, as well as the clergy in the synagogue sanctuary, we stand for ourselves and the Jews of Kladno, Kolin, Pilsen, Spiškenova Ves, and Trebon, our Torah towns. The scrolls that contain the words, copied from one to another for millennia, connect us back to Sinai through time and space in a visceral manner. And now I, and in the future I hope we, stand with you in Nashville, beginning a new journey of connection and understanding of the breadth and depth of Judaism. The celebration of Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, unites us once more as a people, Israel. May God bless us and all congregations throughout the world who gather to pray, learn, and celebrate life. Mi shesheken et shemo b'bayit hazeh, hu yashkin beinehem ahava v'achava v'shalom v're'ut. May the one whose presence dwells in all of our homes cause love and harmony, peace and friendship to always dwell amongst us. And may we have the opportunity to meet online soon, to tell stories to each other, and then again in person, perhaps in Nashville, perhaps in London, or maybe even in the Czech Republic. Kein Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Amen.
Rabbi Aaron Goldstein, we cannot thank you enough for sharing words of Torah and for linking our communities. We too have a Czech scroll for those who are listening. And we look forward to a greater partnership. We do, as we head towards Shavuot, towards the holy day where we feel connected to all Jews who are in search of meaning and purpose, and like us, trying to bring more light and more love and more song to the world. We're going to do that now with the words of Aleinu. Again, if you would like, I invite you to please rise.
Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyeh haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol ha'monam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'nemar, v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, ושמו אחד.
It's always here near the end of our service that we think about those people who have passed. The whole world is still mourning, and people are still dying and experiencing grief and loss. And then there are the names, the real specific names, the ones from our community who have died this year. Loved ones like Rich Michelle and Henry E. Foyer, Dr. Bob Sirkin, Aidan Becker, Robert Golden, Des Zamek, Elaine Farinacci, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Charlene Creeley, John Giffen, Faye Sirkin, Joyce Murray, Richard Iborn, Fran Schmerling, Peggy J. West, Christopher Miller, Molly Stein, Alfred Cohen, Joseph W. Blumenthal, Leonard Bask, Matilda Lazarov. We recall also on the anniversaries of their deaths Wallace Cohen, Harold Disgan, Nathan Dushin, Richard Goff Fisher, Rebbe Gerges, Miriam Grief, Larry Grodsky, Nancy Sheila Heyman, Barnett Holmes, Dr. Morton Kaplan, David B. Levine, Noah Liff, Seymour Moskowitz, Pauline P. Weil, Greg Williamson. So many other names, ones not mentioned but you'd like to mention at this time. And I invite you to join in the words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrak yirutei ve'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon uv'yomachon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'izman kariv ve'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarak le'alam ul-almei almaya, yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudisha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nekamata, Damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'namav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. We ask that the great source of peace send peace to all people who mourn, and comfort to all people who are bereaved. And I invite you at home to say one more time, amen. Okay. It would not be a Reform religious worship service. I saw Rabbi Aaron do it when I watched his service, if there was not announcements. Where are my announcements? Oh, you might get lucky. Here they are. Okay, tomorrow morning, Torah study. It's me. It's compassionate people discussing sacred issues. If you're looking for meaning, if you're looking for purpose, if you want to warm up for Shavuot, join us at 9 a.m. on Zoom. Go right to our website. You can find it, like a lot of this. Last Micah Midweeks takes place this Wednesday night. It'll be the conclusion of this year's online experiment in Jewish education, our J-Lab. What can I tell you? Really, the celebration will be taking place on the 16th. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Graduation Shabbat. Next week, it'll be on Zoom, not here on our live stream, and we will honor our young people who are off to do great things. Want to let you know that the office will be closed on May 17th for Shavuot. There will be a Shavuot program that the rabbis are putting on. It's going to be early in the evening so the more traditional Jews can study with us before it gets dark. So look for that about 5:30 on the 16th. But the 16th is a big day for us because we are not opening the doors but opening the campus for our annual Torah wrap. And we're going to do the best we can to be safe and to see how it feels to bring you all back onto campus. It is not just for students and their families. We, of course, are inviting the school. We will be honoring the teachers, but students are going to come at, I believe it's 10, and then at 10:30, we're inviting everybody else to join us. We will have food trucks. It's going to be, I think a pizza party. We're going to do all sorts of dairy ice cream stuff for Shavuot. Oh, what else we got? The Sabbath of Return. I mentioned it early on. It's happening June 4th. We are going to have an outdoor, weather-permitted patio Shabbat service. And it's going to be one of these first-come, first-served things. We hope there's a demand. We're going to ask you to RSVP in advance. Children have not had their bar bat mitzvah. They don't count towards your RSVP. And there will be sign-ups available. They'll come in the weekly e-blast. They will also be available on the website. Right now we're planning to go to about 40 people, and we're going to see how that continues to go. And then starting on June 11th, we'll be back in this room, and we'll see how that feels. Hopefully good with the air conditioning on. I mentioned in the public service announcement, some people maybe said they had trouble hearing, but we are partnering with Woodmont Hills Church to create a team that will help mentor refugees from the Congo. If you would like to participate, it is not an overwhelming commitment, and look, they're coming. And Biden's opening the doors and more are coming. And so you can complain if you don't like it, but we Jews are immigrants too. You could also do something about it. You can help them adjust to society. It's simple things they need to know. Finally, the Religious Action Center has released their racial justice campaign, which will provide trainings on diversity and inclusion and equity. And you can get all this information on the Micah website social action page. I think that's what I got. Annual meeting coming. That's it. Let's do a closing song. That when we were warming up, that we were worried this was hokey, but I said, ooh, England might watch, and they're watching Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Give them a little hokey.
We're doing Nashville style, oh say shalom.
Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav. Ooh, ya say shalom. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav. Oh, ya say shalom. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Ve'emaru amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav. Oh, ya say shalom. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav. Oh, ya say shalom.
Adonai oz le'amo yiten. May God grant strength and peace to his people. Adonai oz le'amo lanu. May God also grant that peace to us, that strength that we need. May everyone's Sabbath be restful. We welcome you out as we welcomed you in with Shabbat Shabbat.
A 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,